evening. It is the 4th of February 2025. Welcome to our main news broadcast. Here are the top stories making headlines in our news tonight. Network outage costs AIRTEL 4 million kwacha penalty. Couple found dead in suspected murder-suicide. Hike in accommodation and registration fees icon students. In international news, China imposes new tariffs on U.S. goods in retaliation. And in sports news, government dispels false election interference claims. Do join me with the details shortly after this break.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GOVT, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
With the news in detail, my name is Sylvia Zulu. The Zambia Information and Communications Technology Authority, ZICTA, has ordered AIRTEL to compensate consumers with 4 million kwacha following a data service outage that disrupted network access on February 2nd, 2025. ZICTA Corporate Communications Manager Hanford Chaba stated that the outage affected users in several parts of the country, making them eligible for compensation under consumer protection regulations. Mr. Chaba also urged AIRTEL to accelerate network infrastructure upgrades, particularly at critical data centers, to enhance service reliability. The telecom provider has been given until February 28, 2025 to implement these improvements. ZICTA further emphasized the importance of effective measures to prevent recurring network disruptions and ensure strict compliance with consumer rights. The February 2nd outage caused significant inconvenience to consumers, leading to panic and financial losses for businesses relying on mobile data services.
ZICTA is deeply concerned with the continued service disruption on AIRTEL networks, particularly the February 2nd, 2025 disruption. This was a disruption that happened on Sunday in the morning, basically which impacted data services in Lusaka, in Southern Province, in Western, Central, as well as Eastern Province. Now, as a result of this data service outage, which lasted for over 3 hours, the authority has directed AIRTEL Network Zambia PLC as follows. 1. That AIRTEL Networks actually compensates all the affected customers during the Sunday outage in line with the consumer protection guidelines. Now, the estimated total value of the compensation is around 4 million kwacha. 2. That AIRTEL fast tracks the upgrade of the network infrastructure, particularly at its critical data centers, so as to improve network resiliency. Okay, this has to be done by February 28th, 2025. 3. That AIRTEL Networks puts in place mechanisms aimed at resolving the recurring network outages and strictly adhere to the provisions of the consumer protection guidelines.
Evelyn Horn College students are urging management to reconsider planned increase in accommodation and registration fees. Students expressed concerns that the additional costs would make education even more unaffordable, particularly for those already struggling with current fees. They have called on the college management to initiate a dialogue with the student body to address these financial challenges. Meanwhile, the Student Union President, Mubiyana Sichwani, says a detailed report has been submitted of the grievances to management. Concerns are running high at Evelyn One College as students cry out over to management to reduce accommodation and registration fees. According to the students, the management has increased accommodation and registration fees by over 20% effective this semester. The students argue that the increment is unjustified, especially considering the current economic challenges facing the country. They claim that many of their colleagues are already struggling to pay the current fees, and the increment will only worsen the situation.
It has been just raised at a random time, whereby our parents think as though we are supposed to be paying a 1,130. Then they're just told to say in the second term. At least if we were given even a year to say maybe next year, that's when they are going to increase it. It would have been better, because we can't be managing to be paying, like for me who is doing pharmacy at the moment, I have to pay 5,775 for tuitions each term, and I have to pay accommodation, which is 2,800. It's too high. My parents can't even afford it, and I'm on a self-sponsorship. So it's really hard. It's a burden, because when we tell them, they'll be just complaining, and it will be even hard for us to just be paying everything at once.
Some of us, we are under self-sponsorship, and then paying all that amount at once, it's not going to be possible, because we have a lot of siblings as well, and then the family has also other relatives that they need to help. So we can't really pay all the fees at once. They should help us, or even if they are going to give us a year to adapt to the increment of the prices.
Meanwhile, Evelyn One College Student Union President Muyana Sichwana says the union has heard their concerns and has engaged the management already and hopes to see positive feedback.
I sat down, called the union, shared the vision on how we want the college to appear. For this reason, the lodging fees were slightly adjusted. Yes, there is commotion in atmosphere, but we have to adapt it to the situation. But as a union president, I would want now to give clarity or clarify why the fees were adjusted. It's been noticed that most of all the funds that are collected from the students
A couple in Lusaka's Misisi compound has been found dead in their home, with police suspecting a case of murder or suicide. The deceased have been identified as 37-year-old Penis Tembo and his 35-year-old wife, Tionenji Tembo, who were last seen on the evening of February 1st, 2025. According to police public relations officer Ray Hamonga, neighbors grew concerned after the couple was absent for some time. Upon checking, they found the house locked from the inside with a metal bar and received no response after knocking. With permission from the deceased mother, the neighbors broke down the door and discovered the lifeless bodies inside. Mr. Hamonga stated that Tonenji's body was found in the sitting room, covered with a blanket and bearing multiple injuries, while Penis Tembo was found lying face down on the bed. The bodies have since been taken to the University Teaching Hospital mortuary for post-mortem and subsequent burial.
Lusaka Central Police Station through Mrs. Police Post received a report of a suspected murder and suicide involving a couple in Mrs. compound of Lusaka. The report was made yesterday, the 3rd of February 2025 at 16 hours by Patricia Tembo, age 63, of Mrs. compound, who is the mother of the deceased woman. The tragic incident occurred on the 3rd of February 2025 around 15 hours at the couple's two-roomed matrimonial house in Mrs. compound. The deceased have been identified as Penis Piri, age 37, and his wife, Tionenji Tembo, age 35, both of the same residence. The couple was last seen by neighbors on the evening of 1st February 2025 at their home. Concern arose when neighbors noticed their absence and checked the house on the 3rd of February 2025. They found the door locked with inside a metal bar and received no response after knocking. The neighbors informed the landlady, who is the mother of the deceased woman, and she granted permission to break the door open. Upon gaining entry, the neighbors discovered both bodies dead and promptly reported the matter to the police. The body of Tionenji Tembo was found in the sitting room lying on the cushions and covered with a blanket. The body showed visible signs of injury, including a swollen right cheek, a swollen right eye, blood discharge from the nostrils, and bruises on the head, left wrist, and both legs. The body of Penis Tembo was found intact, lying face down on the bed. Blood was oozing from his mouth, and white substance was observed coming from his nostrils. Preliminary investigations strongly suggest that the woman was murdered by her husband, who before he took his own life. The bodies of the deceased have been deposited at the investigating hospital mortuary for postmortem examination and subsequent burial. Police have opened an inquiry file, and investigations are ongoing to establish the full circumstances surrounding this tragic incident. The Zambia Police Service wishes to express its condolences to the family and loved ones of the deceased.
29-year-old security guard Kelvin Nyambe has been arrested for allegedly stealing assorted medicines from the newly constructed outpatient department, OPD, at the University Teaching Hospital, UTH, in Lusaka. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga disclosed that on January 31st, 2025, Nyambe was among 7 security officers assigned to guard the OPD building where various medicines are temporarily stored. At around 23 hours, a fellow security officer found Nyambe packing medicines into a backpack and plastic bags, prompting him to alert his colleagues, who immediately apprehended the suspect. He says police recovered 15 bottles of Panadol, 25 bottles of ibuprofen, among others.
The police station is investigating a report of theft of medicines from the investigating hospital involving a security guard employed by Armed Secure Security Company. The report was made on the 1st of February 2025 at 08 hours by Mr. Elias Chambla, age 54, of Chilanga, who is the chief pharmacist at UTH. The suspect, Kelvin Nyambe, 829, of a known house number in Cook Compound, was apprehended and for allegedly stealing assorted medicines from the newly constructed outpatient department building at UTH. The incident occurred on the 31st of January 2025 at afternoon time. On the 31st of January 2025 at approximately 17 hours, Kelvin Nyambe and 7 other security officers from Armed Secure Security Company were assigned to guard the newly constructed outpatient department building at UTH, where various medicines were temporarily stored. At around 23 hours, Austin China, a fellow security officer, went to the toilet within the new building and found Kelvin Nyambe packing medicine into a backpack and black plastic bags. Austin China immediately alerted other security officers who assisted in apprehending the suspect. The suspect was later taken to Kawata Police Station, where he is currently detained in lawful custody. Police recovered the following medicines: 15 bottles of Panadol, each containing 1,000 tablets, 25 bottles of ibuprofen, each containing 1,000 tablets, 25 bottles of ART tablets, each containing 90 tablets. The suspect led officers to the scene of crime, where he showed the area where the medicines were stored and the toilets where he had hidden the stolen items. The total value of the stolen medicines is yet to be established. The institution has been advised to conduct a comprehensive stock take of all medicines in storage to ascertain the exact loss.
The Ministry of Health has announced plans to construct 50 comprehensive breast cancer detection clinics across the country by the end of 2026 to enhance early screening and detection. Speaking during the commemoration of World Cancer Day, Central Province Minister Mwebashike Nkulukusa said the government is prioritizing the decentralization of cancer services. He revealed that the construction of the Ndola Cancer Disease Hospital is underway alongside renovations at the Lusaka Cancer Diseases Hospital. Mr. Nkulukusa noted that cervical cancer remains the leading cause of cancer-related deaths in Zambia, accounting for about 60% of cases, while breast cancer is the second most prevalent among women. He emphasized the urgent need for preventive measures, highlighting that the government has achieved a 62% vaccination rate for girls aged 9 to 14 against the human papillomavirus HPV. This year's World Cancer Day is being commemorated under the theme, United by Unique, Improving Access to Cancer Care through Decentralization.
Routinized to vaccinate girls aged between 9 and 14, and coverage currently standing at about 62%. We need to reach 100 or at least 95% sooner than later, so that we can protect many from this cervical cancer. Further, cervical cancer screening has been extended to all the 116 districts in Zambia, with 350 cervical cancer screening clinics across the country. The government endeavors to screen both HIV positive and HIV negative women in order to be on the path for cervical cancer elimination. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, breast cancer is the second common cancer in women today in Zambia. Early detection and access to appropriate treatment play a critical role in improving survival rates and reducing the burden of this disease in our society. Currently, the country only has 4 comprehensive breast cancer early detection clinics. We pledge and plan to have 50 by the end of 2026, so that we can also ensure that breast cancer is well treated. Sadly, breast cancer and cervical cancer affect women in their prime age, when they are expected to be more productive and contribute significantly to the development and the growth of the country.
The Center for Infectious Disease Research in Zambia, CIDES, has reaffirmed its commitment to improving public health services despite financial challenges resulting from a recent United States U.S. government executive order. CIDES CEO Dr. Izukanji Sikazwe stated that the directive has led to the suspension of some activities, prompting management to take precautionary steps to minimize risks. However, she assured that CIDES continues to implement projects funded by other sources to sustain healthcare services. Dr. Sikazwe also urged the U.S. government to reconsider the impact of its decision on foreign aid, emphasizing that a strong and healthy Zambia is crucial for regional stability and global health security. Despite financial uncertainties, CIDES remains dedicated to delivering high-quality healthcare and research, with the organization actively exploring innovative solutions to sustain its critical work. The Resident Doctors Association of Zambia, RDAZ, has expressed disappointment over the recent recruitment of 4,000 health workers, citing significant irregularities in the process. RDAZ President Dr. Mpande Mweushi claims that the exercise was marred by corruption, with many new graduates being prioritized over those already listed in the verified recruitment database. Dr. Mweushi stated that the recruitment was supposed to follow a 2023 database, which included doctors and healthcare workers who were left out of the 2021 and 2022 recruitment cycles. However, he noted that many of those employed were fresh graduates from 2023 and 2024 were not originally on the list. The association is now demanding that the Ministry of Health conducts a subsequent recruitment to accommodate those on the original database.
The government of the Republic of Zambia, through the Ministry of Health, for another milestone achievement of employing 4,000 health workers, of whom 391 are junior resident medical officers, as this is a huge step in the right direction and encourage even more investment in the health sector from various stakeholders through more initiatives to employ our medical doctors and reduce the doctor-to-patient ratio, which currently stands at 1 doctor to 12,000 patients. We also thank the government of the Republic of Zambia under the able leadership of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema that for the very first time, the names of those recruited have been published on the newspapers and various media platforms. We regret to mention that our mass celebrations have been shadowed by disappointment, as this recruitment process has been marred with multiple irregularities. Out of 391 junior resident medical officers, 222 have been irregularly employed. This recruitment process was to be based on the database compiled in 2023, comprising of those doctors and other health workers who were left out of the 2021 and 2022 recruitment processes. Our health workers were told not to apply this time, and there was no advertisement as the selection would be done from those who were left out in 2022. Some of whom have even been volunteering free health services from as far back as 2020. Unfortunately, we have seen so many new graduates from 2023 and 2024 being employed who could not possibly have been on the database because they were only but students at the time.
A state witness, 62-year-old Japanese businessman Santoshi Sakamoto, has testified before Lusaka magistrate Irene Wishimanga that former Kasama Member of Parliament and UPND member Kelvin Mutale Sampa misrepresented himself as President Hakainde Hichilema's close ally, leading him to entrust him with money for a gold purchase that never materialized. Mr. Sakamoto told the court that in mid-2024, he traveled to Zambia after being informed by his Tanzanian associate, Kunihiro Fungishima, of an opportunity to purchase gold. The transaction, he explained, was facilitated by Sampa, who allegedly assured them that all legal procedures were in place. Upon arrival in Lusaka, Sakamoto said he was introduced to Sampa and later shown 4 gold bars which were tested and confirmed to be genuine. However, he was informed that his initial amount of $80,000 was insufficient to meet the required minimum purchase of 5 kilograms, which cost $300,000. Mr. Sakamoto stated that Sampa offered to provide additional funds to facilitate the transaction, but this never happened. He further testified that after handing over $80,000 to Sampa for safekeeping, under the pretext of security concerns, he never received the promised gold. Instead, he was met with delays and excuses over several weeks. The case has seen Mr. Sampa facing 4 charges, including theft by agent and illegal possession of forged banknotes. The former lawmaker has denied all charges, and the matter has been adjourned to February 24, 2025 for continued trial. Lusaka Principal Resident Magistrate Sylvia Munyinya has granted former President Edgar Lungu's associate and businessman Valden Fidley permission to temporarily release his passport to seek medical attention in South Africa. Fidley, who is facing charges related to passport fraud and possession of forged immigration stamps, applied for the release of his passport, citing a chronic cardiac condition requiring urgent medical review. The state opposed the application, arguing that repeated defense motions were delaying the trial. However, Magistrate Munyinya ruled that the accused's right to medical care outweighed concerns of delay, emphasizing that the release was temporal. Fidley is required to surrender the passport back to the clerk of court upon his return. Western Province Police Commissioner David Chileshe has urged members of the public who had their goods stolen to visit Central Police and identify their recovered property. Commissioner Chileshe revealed that most of the stolen items were retrieved from Dark City in Limulunga Compound, Mongu District. He further called on community members to cooperate with the police whenever they suspect criminal activities in their area, assuring them that the law provides protection for the whistleblowers. We have the details in this report.
Several items have been discovered in Mungu district of Western Province, and Zambia Police Western Division has discovered assorted stolen items. Western Province Police Division is calling on the general public. Western Province Police Division is calling on the general public whose goods were stolen to come forth to Mungu Central Police Station to identify their property.
As Zambia Police Service, we will endeavor to continue collaborating with you, members of the general public, in execution of our day-to-day duties. We therefore invite all members of the public who could have been victims of these thefts and breakings to come forward and have a look at our immense recoveries that are lined up here. The Zambia Police Service is committed to providing high-quality service to you all, and we pledge to uphold our professional ethics and the standards in the execution of our duties. We have various areas, and most of the items were recovered from the Dark City, popularly known as Mula.
And those spoken to have appreciated the tireless work the police are exhibiting in recovering some of their properties.
Niuzurize mwa September last year. Niuze mattress, laptop, kamaiso, zengatangata. Zaitafa 18,000. Konoka cheku mwanefera mattress ili mwetuna. So nasepa kuli kakuba mulao ukalaterera. Kwa ifumane mattress leo mini ndiri kakona bakoli kafumane nazo tikaza kali kafumane akesa mattress ese ifumane onayo okena kabeza lidi kokwizinize mkaofira nde kakoli akona ifano lobani loba faka 3 quarters nina ni mattress akaituna nazo kuli mulawo kaze chani ukangasibaga.
I've discovered some of the items like my whole set of the computer. Very happy because 3/4 of my things I think I've discovered them there. I'm glad to the police, it's really working.
And one of the senior residents has called on the Zambia police to intensify patrols, and especially in recovering stolen animals.
Kintu entabisiza horo kabonesa baruzize izamali yamangatangata kutamali banaze kumafaze kumutwi kungera fera zona kwana liberekera mugazone na hazibi kunutoli ngafera chwe mapoko abayize musebezo mutumene ntabira horo kamugame ni mwali komoza zo kuzuwa kame kumogoza halachwana kame kintu etabisa agula undi fa lisibakasaka shembeze likomulingirwa kumisangiwa kabutata mankomona angiwa miazi bahaye makaoma aya kwali bonda ayolukuru kambi nizo na kuli zofumanya kuli izo sinangechwana.
Museo Kabira, Camnet News, Mungu District, Western Province.
You're watching the main news on Camnet TV. We now take a set of commercials. I will be back with the rest of the news after the break. Keep watching.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GOVT, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our Zesco units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, downlights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
To all our esteemed Camnet viewers, on behalf of the Camnet TV board and management, we extend our deepest gratitude to the government and MultiChoice Africa for the opportunity of having worked together for 7 years. Your support and partnership have been instrumental in our journey, allowing us to reach audiences with impactful, life-changing content that informs, educates, and inspires. To our loyal viewers who were born for greatness, we are immensely grateful for your unequivocal, unwavering support, trust, and engagement that have been the driving force behind making Camnet TV a household name for all these years. Your continued encouragement has empowered us to grow, evolve, and remain dedicated to delivering quality programming. As we move forward, we want to reassure you that Camnet TV is not closing at all. We are transitioning to a full digital platform, embracing innovation to serve you even better. This evolution will enable us to expand our reach, enhance viewer growth, experience, and remain a very strong voice in the media industry. In this transition, we remain deeply committed to upholding and taking to greater heights the vision and legacy of our beloved late chairman, Pastor Moses Kangwine Chiluba. His dedication to truth, excellence, and faith-driven broadcasting continues to inspire us. And we will ensure that his mission lives on through the help of our Lord Jesus Christ and Camnet TV's future endeavors. Thank you once again for your unwavering support and belief in us. Within 2 weeks, please download and watch Camnet TV on KenStream from the Play Store and the App Store. The best is yet to come.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. And now in international news, China has announced it would impose new tariffs on U.S. imports in retaliation for Washington's recent tariff hike. The new measures include a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas, as well as 10% tariffs on crude oil, agricultural machinery, large vehicles and pickup trucks. These actions come after the U.S. imposed a 10% tariff on Chinese goods over the weekend. On Saturday, President Donald Trump unveiled a series of tariff increases targeting major trade partners including China, Canada and Mexico. Here's a roundup of international news.
On Tuesday, China announced it would impose new tariffs on U.S. imports in retaliation for Washington's recent tariff hike. The new measures include a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas, as well as 10% tariffs on crude oil, agricultural machinery, large vehicles and pickup trucks. These actions come after the US imposed a 10% tariff on Chinese goods over the weekend. On Saturday, President Donald Trump unveiled a series of tariff increases targeting major trade partners, including China, Canada and Mexico. As tensions rise between the world's largest economies, the global economic landscape remains uncertain, with potential consequences for both businesses and consumers.
Heavily armed gangs attacked Kenskov, a neighborhood home to Haiti's elite, killing at least 40 people, including pastors, teachers, children, while displacing more than 1,660 residents. The Viva and Sam gang coalition stormed the area, going house to house, opening fire indiscriminately. Despite prior intelligence warnings, the government failed to act in time, leaving the community vulnerable. Police, initially overwhelmed, later launched counterattacks, killing at least 20 gang members. Kenskov, a strategic route linking the West and Southeast Department, has become a key gang target as they expand control over 85% of Port-au-Prince. Prime Minister Alex Didier Fils-Aimé has vowed stronger security measures, but public outrage remains over government's failure to prevent the massacre.
A joint summit of the Southern African Development Community SADC and the East African Community EAC regarding the situation in Eastern DRC is scheduled for Friday and Saturday in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. The East Africa Summit, led by President William Ruto, proposed a meeting which was subsequently confirmed by SADC under the leadership of Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa. In his announcement, President Ruto stated that Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan had agreed to host the summit. DRC President Felix Tshisekedi, who was absent from the EAC meeting, and Rwanda's President Paul Kagame have both confirmed their attendance. The summit will begin with a ministerial meeting on Friday, followed by the heads of states gathering on Saturday. President Ruto also mentioned that he had spoken with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, Uganda's Yoweri Museveni and Somalia's Hassan Mohamud, all of whom confirmed their participation.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts has dismissed allegations of government involvement in the upcoming Football Association of Zambia elections, set for March 29, 2025. Principal Public Relations Officer Chimunya Ngandu has clarified that the government has not influenced any candidate's withdrawal, including football legend Kalusha Bwalya, nor is it backing any individual in the race. Mr. Ngandu says FA's elections are an independent process conducted in line with FA's and FIFA regulations, reaffirming the government's commitment to upholding transparency and fair play in sports governance. He also disclosed that government has no knowledge of whether Keith Mwemba, a name mentioned in various reports, is even contesting in the elections. The ministry has advised those questioning Bwalya's withdrawal to engage him directly instead of making unfounded claims. The Football Association of Zambia is this year on March 29, 2025, expected to hold an elective annual general meeting in Livingstone.
The Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts categorically does dismiss reports alleging government interference in the upcoming Football Association of Zambia FAS elections, which are scheduled for next month, and that will be on the 29th of March 2025. Contrary to claims circulating in some media circles, government has played no role in the withdrawal of any candidate, including football icon, our very own Mr. Kalusha Bwalya, nor is it backing any individual in the election process. Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, Honorable Elvis Nkandu, has strongly refuted these allegations, and as a ministry, we wish to urge all stakeholders, including the media, to verify information before publication, and this will definitely help in avoiding the spreading of misinformation that may end up misleading the public as well as damaging the integrity of the FAS elections. As government, we remain steadfast in ensuring that sports associations operate independently. This is free from political or external influence, and we believe that this is in the best interest of the Zambian game, which is football.
That's it for our main news tonight. Here's a recap of the stories making headlines. Network outage cost AIRTEL 4 million kwacha penalty. Couple found dead in suspected murder-suicide. Hike in accommodation and registration fees on students. In international news, China imposes new tariffs on U.S. goods in retaliation. And in sports news, government dispels FAS election interference claims. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day coming from the book of Peter 3, verse 9. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessings, because to this you are called, so that you may inherit a blessing. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Good night and God bless you.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. Camnet TV is on channel 274 on DSTV, channel 25 on GOVT, and find us on channel 106 on Topstar. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.